Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. What are we doing? What are we doing when it comes to Doc Rivers? This coach has been the most baffling, questionable coach for as long as I can remember watching basketball. And for some reason, he has actually, in fact, been named a top 15 NBA coach of all time, and I don't really get it why. I do not get it, man. Okay? Even the Milwaukee Bucks called him up and was like, "Hey, what's up, Doc?" And he's like, "Doc, y'all sure you don't want Nurse Rivers? Doc has retired." And now he's coaching the Milwaukee Bucks. He was legitimately confused. He was like, what are you guys doing? Why are you calling me? Yeah, I'll take the job. You're offering me money. Yeah, of course I'm going to take it, but why? You know? So, that's one thing. But then he gets the coaching job. And, well, it hasn't been a good start. To anybody's surprise. Or apparently maybe to people's surprise. I'm not surprised by it. So then JJ Redick is like, well, yeah, I used to play for this guy quite a bit. Yeah, I know when things don't get good with him, man. All the 3-1 leads gotta be the most 3-1 leads blown in NBA history? Yeah, sometimes gotta throw the players under the bus. That's taking accountability. Keeps on getting coaching jobs. And then he got called out for that. He was just this monster whose career was saved by Doc Rivers. And I'm so confused by it, man. I'm so confused, okay? First, I just have to say this. I think that Doc Rivers' ring with the Boston Celtics is the most overhyped ring in NBA history. And I don't mean to take that away from Celtic fans. That Big Three team was very impressive. But I think what people fail to recognize is that, yeah, obviously the NBA had to deal with LeBron. We've been dealing with LeBron for 20 years, right? So, that's just an every team thing. But I think when you look at it, that Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo team, they kind of underachieved. You look at that squad and you're like, well, maybe, they probably should have won one more ring, right? Maybe with a different coach. Maybe with a coach that knows how to make second half adjustments. Maybe a coach that knows how to make game-to-game adjustments. But no, they got the one championship. And for some reason, it's catapulted him beyond any realm of accountability. And he's talked about he's one of the greatest coaches of all time. But then JJ Redick says that. And, well, okay, let's get to this next part here, man, okay? So this is where we're at with it. I'm going to read it because it's really small words. So basically after JJ Redick's comments about saying, hey, coach, he should be accountable for how he is, for some reason he doesn't get held accountable, right? And then Patrick Beverley said, this man, Doc, actually saved your career, started you when no one else wanted to, and you retire, go on TV and say that at JJ Redick. Pat, my guy, I had a 4-year offer with a player option for the same money to be a starter for a different team. FOH saved my career. And this is the latest thing right here. I didn't watch this. It's on the Pat Beverley podcast. I'm not going to watch it, though, because, copyright and all that. But basically, it looks like the TLDR is Patrick Beverley fires back at JJ Redick and says he got torched by James Harden when the Clippers lost the 3-1 lead to the Rockets. If I'm being honest, should have started Jamal Crawford. Well, you know what? JJ Redick guarding James Harden? Sounds like a coaching blunder to me, Patrick. Sounds like a coaching blunder to me, Patrick. James Harden, Houston Rockets. What are we doing here, Patrick? What are we doing here, man? But okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more here about some other stuff when it pertains to that. But then, the next thing that happened was that ESPN, they decided to bring on analysts to give a non-biased opinion. You want to know who they brought on? Austin Rivers. Coach of the son of Doc. What is going on with the NBA? What's going on with sports and ESPN and all this BS here, man? Okay. So basically, Austin Rivers, I don't even know what nonsense he was saying. He was saying like, well, this isn't even about being my dad. This is more so about being like, I just disagree with his opinion, and talks about like JJ Redick's best days and where he played at and under what system he played the best. And I don't know, man. It's just like, can we get back to the original point? Doc Rivers being a bad NBA coach has nothing to do with the type of player that JJ Redick was. I think even JJ Redick himself can recognize that in the NBA, he was kind of a guy that, was running around off screens, catching through three-point shooter, and wasn't really expected to do anything else. So is the mindset that just because Doc Rivers or JJ Redick was being coached by Doc Rivers, JJ Redick's the reason why there doesn't have more championships? I don't know. Now, I would think maybe Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan would kind of get more, finger pointing than JJ Redick, but where we're at, man. And then Austin Rivers started talking about the bubble and how the team gave up on Doc and how nobody wanted to be there. Once again, nobody wanted to be there. That was a rough situation. The bubble was a tough situation for everybody, okay? That does not just go to one team. And just like you don't have JJ Redick play defense on James Harden, you also probably should be doing something to get your team to at least be at the baseline level that everybody else was at in the bubble. I don't know why those players and their treatment not wanting to be there should be like, what? That's all coaching. I mean, okay, not all of it's coaching because some of it is just that was a rough situation, but still, it's like everybody was in the same situation. So when everybody's in the same situation, you can't use it as an excuse for your own personal downfall. So real quick here, man. I don't even know where to even... Okay, so Doc Rivers, this is some stuff that he's kind of done here throughout his career. I mean, yeah. Regular season, great coach, man. What, 59% win-loss? That's pretty dang solid. Playoffs, not so much. About 500, man. About 500 in the playoffs, okay? 3-1 leads blown, okay? That's coaching. Teams are going to take off a random Wednesday in, I don't know, man, November. But in the playoffs, you're getting the best of the best. Every coach, every player, best of the best, at their all best, man. And you get outperformed. You get outcoached consistently. And you keep on getting jobs. And people are now getting confused when you get called out on it. What are we doing? And then we got JJ Redick here too. Just because, when I think of JJ Redick, I do think about those early Orlando Magic days. They're saying his best days were on the Clippers. Let's kind of go through this here. So, Orlando. Now, I do remember him out of the NBA, man, out of Duke. Because when he went to Duke, I'm going to say, he was one of the most hated guys in college basketball. Every game, man, it was something. I remember watching those. Then he got to the NBA and, it was like, okay, JJ Redick's not going to be the same superstar he was at Duke, but how can we fit him in his role here? And obviously he's had a pretty solid NBA career, right, man? But yeah, the Orlando days took a while to kind of find his footing. Great three-point shooter, around that. I think it was Stan Van Gundy that was coaching. Top 15 to 6 man of the year for Orlando that year. Got to 12 points per game. Traded to Milwaukee, where he played 28 games. And then he got to the Clippers, where he did have a very solid career at, man. You know, yeah, 4 years with the Clippers. And then he gets to Philly. And I mean, from a scoring standpoint, career high twice, both years in Philly. Assist, not quite a career high, but you would have to go back to his Magic days. Rebounds, career high. I don't really understand. I don't really understand the deflection going on from Patrick Beverley and the crowd, man. I get Austin Rivers, standing up for his father, although he said that's not what it's about, but that's clearly what that was about. I don't understand ESPN for I don't know, man. I think when it comes down to it is that there's almost like this hatred for speaking beyond the majority opinion. Even if that majority opinion is stupid. And I think Redick doesn't really care about the hate. Saw that at the Duke days. So Doc Rivers, he was notoriously praised and keeps on getting coaching jobs. The opinion was different, JJ, and now he's getting roasted for it. And I don't understand why, because what does Redick's career have to do with anything? Damn, I'm surprised damn averaged 16 a game on the Clippers, bro. I'm not going to lie, bro. Some good numbers, man, next to CP3 and Blake. All right, that's all we got, guys. This is... Give me your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, my friends.